Mwencha has visited China on multiple occasions, representing the African Union. The former Deputy Chairperson of the AU Commission shared his experience of China's high-speed railway.
I came there a number of times, particularly negotiating on high-speed rail. I had little knowledge of what that means. But having been to China, and I traveled on the high-speed train from Beijing to Shanghai, and also visited a few towns, it was extremely, satisfying to see the transformation that has happened, particularly in the area of infrastructure. And this is one of the experiences I always enjoy in China, particularly.
As more countries join the Belt and Road Initiative, including 52 in Africa, China has shared its scientific and technological innovations. China has been working with African countries to advance their rail infrastructure, such as Kenya's standard gauge railway. The SGR links the capital Nairobi with Mombasa, the largest port in East Africa.
And the ease of now doing business, because it has reduced the cost of having to bring the number of passengers that take it on a daily basis. That tells you. But what it has done also is to give Mombasa a new lifeline. So it has boosted domestic tourism, but also contributed to reduction of carbon emissions to the air. So you can see the impact it has had on the global economy.
Western countries trying to smear China, calling China's aid and investment in Africa new colonialism. So would you mind to give your thought about this?
And this is one thing that I find very much mischaracterized by the rest of the world. For many countries like Kenya, which were colonies, we continue to struggle with that paternalistic attitude still that prevails. But what did China do? China doesn't come and say, this is what we want to do. Africa gives priorities. What am I getting at? It is solidarity. In addition to the fact that China is not the largest land in Africa, the IMF study itself has confirmed this data, that China is not the source of the lending, also comes from multilateral. But this question of debt is also been overstretched in a number of countries, because a lot of this debt occurred even before, for instance, the PLR.
So do you think China's achievements in recent years have contributed to global development and building a global community with a shared future?
Yes, and this is an aspect that I have always admired, particularly under the leadership of President Xi Jinping, which of course he also presented these ideas at the General Assembly in the year 2020, which seeks to bring people together. If you look at China's per capita GDP and contribution to the global economy is much higher than many of the developed countries. China believed that China's prosperity is also linked to the rest of the world's prosperity. And that is a deep, deep sense that, to me, I find very encouraging.
Mwencha says that the success of Communist Party of China comes from training of party members and their grassroots experience.
One aspect that I admire about it is how the leaders grow within the party. First of all, having hands-on experience at very local level and climbing up the ladder to become a president of China is not accidental. You really grow and you go through the mill. This is a model I find. I've seen in some countries that leaders can come because they are well endowed in terms of resources, use the modern gadgets, the TV, mesmerize people, they are elected. Soon you discover that they are empty in terms of understanding. But that is like growing, being nurtured, growing, and you see the transformation that has taken place. So I congratulated the leaders and the party.
Mwencha indicated that over the past decade, China has made remarkable achievements in economics, technological development, and ecological construction. He believes Chinese and African people will share a joint future through an equal, effective, and collaborative relationship. Liu Chen, CGTN.